So now that I know that Christ was killed for me, I know I have to please my Father. That's the underlying point of John 3:16. That God killed his favorite for me, for me, for me.
They like to claim leadership, they like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above when they really isn't have authority. But they don't really need that authority, they don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah.
All right, we live. Let's clap it up. Shalom, DC, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, and the truth is that the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews, according to the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We are not affiliated with any other Hebrew group or Christian organization on the face of the planet. 1 West is the home of the truth. You cannot find the truth anywhere else. And we know this, that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of the actions that he proved over this past week. You understand? What I'm talking about is that devil that drove 3.5 hours to go and kill the Most High's chosen people. And for what? For what? If anybody knows, this bastard wrote a 180-page manifesto detailing his attack and letting the world know why he did it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna send you that stuff. Hold on, give me 1 second. We're gonna read some of his, his nonsense. We're gonna read some of his let me know when you get it.
Text or messenger, sir?
Text. It should be on Messenger. Hold on. Well, I already sent it on text, but
got it, sir.
You got it? But hold on, I don't think the hell? Salaki, bear with me. I think I saved it. No, I didn't, but I know where to get it. This dude is crazy. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna send it to you because he has a manifesto. This bastard has a manifesto of about, like I said, 180 pages of straight trash. And some of the stuff that he was saying, yeah, here it is. Some of the stuff that he was saying was absolute. It just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. And if you read too much of it, you understand, just how sick these devils are. Like seriously. If you don't understand, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've been living under a rock or just do not pay attention to news or even social media or word of mouth, this devil ran up in a grocery store that was in a predominantly black neighborhood. This devil drove 3.5 hours away up in Buffalo, New York, researched it. He did his research and found that that this particular zip code had the most the highest concentration of black people in this zip code. So he drove 3.5 hours to go there and shoot up a grocery store. Well, if he really wanted to, if he really was about that life, and we're going to get into the victims of this murder, this terror attack, because that's exactly what it was. It was a terrorist attack. Why did he drive, up to Buffalo? Why couldn't he drive an extra hour or two and go into New York City, where there's a whole lot of niggas? You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of niggas down there. Why he had to go over, over there? There's no shortages of black people there. And people say, well, he couldn't get his gun. Why not? He just drove to a random grocery store within this zip code. And reports are coming out that he actually, well, like I said, he did his research, but he actually did test runs, and he went out there previously. You know what I'm saying? He went out there a week before, and even before that, months before, he actually went out there to see in the zip code, to see where would be the best place to actually go out and carry on his terrorist attacks. And I'm interested in to see how the media will spin this and say this dude has mental illness and all that and all this. But according to the police say that he actually went to he did a report in high school on suicide murder. He did. That was one of his class projects. The police were called and they did an investigate. They ran an investigation on this devil, and he wound up in the hospital for a day and a half. The hospital deemed him to be sane because of that report on suicide suicide, Salakia. And he wound up in the hospital. The hospital said, he's of sound mind and body. So in his manifesto, he says that he has not been diagnosed with any mental illness or he has not been diagnosed with any mental illness or any other mental defects. This is what he said. And apparently, according to the state hospitals, he was correct. They did not diagnose him with anything. I want to see what's going to happen after that. Once they flesh this out more and more. But they said this dude, has been radicalized by some group online. I forget the name of it. I don't know. But he was radicalized by some group online. And as a matter of fact, find an article on this. It's most likely 1,001 articles that's going on about this. But find something where it says about where he's been radicalized. But that sounds, honestly, if you read his manifesto, that sounds more like dinner table talk. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just get this out of thin air. He's been talking about this, and been going back and forth about this for quite some time. And it's not just, like something you just, it's not just an idea that hey, I want to start a business or I want to do this. That just doesn't just come to mind. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that he's talking about just doesn't make sense. And his so-called action or because really this thing that he did, this terrorist attack, this murder on the act of war on Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, because that's exactly who was targeting, is an act of war. And it just like it's a call to action. He wrote it in his thing. He did not want this to be, you know, just a one-off thing. He didn't want this to be something that you know lives for a day and then just dies away. He's calling for more and more violence. He's hoping and praying that the actions that he has done would spark other like-minded people to do more and more of the things that he has done. And all this, well, actually, see if you can find, because this is just one page, one of 180 through the thing that I sent you. Could have sworn it was more. I can't find the other ones, but it's a couple of screenshots that the brother posted. I just can't find it right now. However, but read that first page that I sent you, and we're gonna get into his reasoning behind doing this. We're gonna get to some of his reasoning why he took it upon himself to start what he is calling for. Essentially, is a race war. That's what he's calling for. That's what he wants. He wants to spark something that has been in America since these bastards came over to this land and stole it from the Native Americans, stole it from the Gadites, stole it from the Issacharites, just flat out stole it from the Reubenites. He wants to spark and make a final call to action and get this thing popping off right now. That's what he wants. But the reason why, we're gonna find out the reason why. Let's read what he's saying.
Come. What you need to know. If there's one thing,
hold on. Read the title. Read the title, Baba Kashar.
This right?
Yeah, read that.
Come. You wait for a signal while your people wait for you.
So he's already talking some smack. He was like saying you wait for a signal, and according to him, he is that signal. You know what I'm saying? He is that signal for his people that his people are waiting for. And now that he is shown that signal or became that signal, now he's calling for other people to do exactly what he wants to happen and the reason behind it. Keep reading.
Come. What you need to know. If there's one thing I want you to get from these writings, is that white birth rates must change. Every day, the white population becomes fewer in number. To maintain a population, the people must achieve a birth rate that reaches replacement fertility levels. In the Western world, that is about 2.06 births per woman.
So basically, what he's saying, there was a report that came out a few years ago that said Caucasians, white people, are dying faster than they can reproduce here in this nation. I'm not talking about any other. let's get the Most High hand for that. Let's get the Most High hand for that. Now that has nothing to do with what he is talking about. You know what I'm saying? That has absolutely nothing to do with where he's going with how to fix this so-called problem. There are more white people dying than giving birth. You understand? So this is his crux of the problem. That's an easy fix. That's an easy fix if you're not an oppressor. You want to know how to fix it? All you got to do is tear fire to that tail. That's it. That's how you get that birth rate up. But according to these oppressors, all they care about is aborting babies and living homosexual lifestyles. And with that, just like Cap Mashak says, that is nothing but death. You perpetuate that lifestyle and you push that lifestyle out on everybody, you're pushing death.
Right.
That's why these generations now are dying off. There's more deaths than births. How in the world can a man and a man reproduce a baby? How in the world can a woman and a woman reproduce a baby? Even more, how can a man who thinks he's a woman and then get with a man reproduce. You just can't. You can't. No matter what you call it, you cannot do it. It cannot happen. It won't happen. It just goes against the laws of nature. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why your people are dying. And it doesn't matter how they die. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's due to cancer. It doesn't matter whether it's due to violence or disease or just old age. Doesn't matter. Everybody's going to die. They're going to grow up. Some will die younger, some will die older, but everybody will die. And it's up to you. It's up to your people to replace whatever has gone away. But instead of tearing fire to that tail, what are you going to do? Your answer to this solution is not fight homosexuality. It's not fight, quote unquote women's rights to abort babies. That's the crux of your problem right there. You need to have more babies than deaths. That's what you need to be fighting. But what instead you want to kill black people. How in the hell does that make sense? How in that? Now you could take it upon yourself and go and get as many white women as you can pregnant. Start a movement like that. Start a movement like that. Just go out and tear fire to as many white tails as you can. And then you can, help that birth rate. But instead of doing that, you want to kill black people. That is your answer to the decrease in the white nation, in the white numbers. This is according to him. Keep reading.
Come.
This is not my thoughts. These are his thoughts. We're going into why he did this, right? Keep going.
Come. The only white country that reaches these levels is Argentina at 2.247.
And it's not a white. Keep going. Salakia.
Come. But not in Europe, not in the rest of the Americas, not in Australia or New Zealand.
Right there, that should tell you that's not a white nation. You understand? That is not a white nation. Now, I just found out. I want to do a class on this. I just found out that there are communities, whole towns, and whole cities of former Nazis and their descendants that are living in Argentina. Now, if you haven't heard, there's a lot of talk about how at the end of World War II, a lot of people defected from Germany and went all across the world. A lot of them ended up in Argentina. Where there are whole cities, like I said, whole towns and whole cities that are the descendants of these Nazis. Do you know the national language of Argentina? It's Spanish. You go into these towns, these specific towns, and it litters all over Argentina. Argentina is a fairly large country. It litters all over Argentina. You go into these towns, you think you'll be in Germany. They be wearing them lederhosens. They're blonde hair, blue-eyed, guten Morgen, guten Tag, and all that. Yeah. Speaking German. Speaking German in these places. Whole towns and whole cities that's like this. But the national people, the original people, are Israelites. You understand? And that should go and tell you that he's saying all these other white countries, the birth rate needs to be 2.06, right? No other so-called, what he says, white countries have that birth rate. Everything is under that. Every country that he's talking about is under that, except for this one. And this one is not a white country. You know what I'm saying? They are part of even though just like this country, people think it's a white. It doesn't belong to the colonizers. It doesn't belong to them. This land is originally Gad. The land is originally Reuben. This land is originally Issacharite. You understand?
That's right.
So these numbers, I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that it's not the quote unquote white population of that is living in that country, but it's our brothers and sisters that are pushing those numbers up. Let's keep reading.
White people are failing to reproduce.
White people are failing to reproduce. Why? Because you push homosexuality. You push women having their careers. You push abortion, women's rights. So what the hell does that have to do with us? You're killing yourself. You are literally killing yourself. You're killing your own nation. And you're doing it slowly. That has nothing to do with us. Don't get mad at us because we know how to tear fire to some tail.
That's right.
You see, brother. I remember I had a summer job, when I was in high school. His brother was 16 years old. And we was like the employers would talk, we just get to know each other and whatnot. This brother was 16 years old, and we want to say he had like a 3 or 4 year old kid. That's something we do. That is something we do. We are not going to worry about being exterminated through non-reproduction. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's something that is not a fear of ours. You know what I'm saying? We have whether we say it, verbalize it or not, we have many different fears. Dying off because we don't reproduce is not one of them. You understand? That is far from our mind. That is far from our mind. Matter of fact, we're actively looking for ways not to reproduce, but somehow, some way, we always wind up with. I remember it was his brother up in Toronto. This brother was wild. This brother was wild. This brother, he was a student. He was coming around. I haven't seen or heard of him, but he at the time he was coming around, and he was just telling us he had about 9 kids. His brother had about 9 kids, and he was telling this one story about how he got with this other chick, and then he was just praying that she wasn't pregnant. He just praying that she wasn't pregnant, and then lo and behold, she was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that absolutely does not concern us about fertility issues. Now, there may be a small number of our people that may have fertility issues, but overall, the Most High says, the number of Israel will be like the sands of the sea. You just can't number us. We reproduce at a rate so great that the government puts plans and initiatives and programs to cut us off, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? They pump poison and specifically into our neighborhoods to try and murder us, to try and kill us off. Doesn't work. Somehow we end up with more kids, with more generations. Just keep on generating. Just like in Egypt. Just like in Egypt, we generated so much that the damn Egyptians were scared that we were going to take over. When all we really want to do is, as ours would say, party and bull and party. You know what I'm saying? That's all we really want to do. We just want to live and let live. We don't want to bother nobody. Really? How many times have you heard of a mass shooting where a nigga ran up into a white neighborhood and started shooting white people? No. And you never will. I take that back. You'll hear about that when Christ comes.
That's right.
You gonna hear about that when Christ comes, because Christ is gonna be a nigga on a mass shooting spree. Except his shooting will be a sword. His shooting will be a sword. You know what I'm saying? And he's going into chop heads off. When he comes back, it's going to be nothing but a murder spree. Why? Because of this dude right here. Why? Because of Dylan Roof Storm. Why? Because of Darren Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because of the I think that dude's name is Cho something who killed Philando Castillo. You know what I'm saying? It's because of that. It's because of all the times that we said that the cops are coming in our neighborhood, beating us over the head for nothing, for absolutely nothing. It's all the times that we said that the government is actually pumping drugs into our neighborhoods and communities, and all y'all said, you know, we're a bunch of conspiracy theorists, and we're up to no good. And if we wanted to do something better for ourselves, we need to just pick ourselves up from the bootstrap with our bootstraps and just keep on trucking. What about those people at the grocery store, the supermarket? They was pulling themselves up by the bootstrap, and you just came in and just murdered us. The laws are strict in New York. It's really strict in New York City, but it's still strict in New York State all over. How was this dude able to get a gun? He spent. There's when they recovered the rifle, you know what it said on the bus stop?
I know he had the N word on it, and
no, he had the what? He had the what?
The N word.
Nah, he had the what? What is that? It just said N word?
No, it was nigga.
Yeah, okay.
It was nigga on a rifle, and these are your reparations.
And he said, these are your reparations. These are your reparations. Well, when Christ come back, he's gonna give you your reparations, your just rewards for these acts. God. That's exactly what Christ is going to do. And you know where we're going to be? It's going to be so bad. It's going to be so bad that Lord allow, I will be up on them chariots. Right. It's going to be so bad that we can't even fathom seeing what's going to happen. Do you understand? Do you understand how much blood there has to be for the blood to be up to a horse's bridle? A horse is about what? 10, 12 feet tall? Tall, way taller than a man. And a bridle is where the bit is in the mouth. It's going to be up to the damn horse's mouth. You ever seen a horse, crossing a river? You know how deep that water is? You know how much blood a human body has? To us, it seems like a lot.
7 pints.
7 pints. You know what I'm saying? I want to say it's probably like this. This is like, just to get a view of it, this is probably about 2 pints, maybe 1.5 or something like that. This is the size of maybe about 1-2 pints right here. So you get about 7. Let's just call it, 7. So you get 7 of these, and that's how much a human can hold in their body. And if I spill this on the floor, if I spill 7 of these on the floor, do you think it would hold a dent or even cause a puddle in this place? Just in this school right here. Wow. It is not even going to cause a puddle. Now you take that and multiply this to get up in the streets. They didn't say it was going to be in a room. In the streets, the blood is going to be up to the goddamn horse's bridle. How much killing will that have to be? Just imagine. Just imagine all those devils that thought they got away. As a matter of fact, let's pull that scripture, Baba Kishar. Hold on 1 second. Get me Acts 19 and 15. Give me Acts 19 and 15. Just imagine how much blood, how much people will have to die to get the blood to get up to the horse's bridle. It's going to be flowing, flooded. You understand? It's going to be flooded. And why? Because of Dylan Roof Storm. You know what I'm saying? Because the people who killed anybody who got lynched down, you know, that all their family did was find their family member hanging from a tree. You know, I just found out that saying "leave him hanging," that's where that comes from. Man, you left me hanging. You know, I just found out that saying, how we especially in the black community has that, you know, we say that a lot. When they say you leave me hanging, it means you left me out to dry and whatnot. Yeah, don't leave me. That's where that came from. Because back there was a time where they would hang you and there's nothing that you can do about it. I'm talking about the people who seen it, the friends and family. You better not, you know, cut them down. You better not cut her down, because it was equal I ain't gonna say it was equal opportunist lynching for us. You know what I'm saying? They would force us to be left there hanging. And if we dared cut you down, we'd have to do it in secrecy. We have to do it in the cover of night, in the middle of the night, and then get in and get out as fast as possible. Why? Because if not, then we'd be up there left hanging. That's why the blood has to flow up to the horse's bridle. That is the reason why.
Concert, I was thinking the first Thanksgiving too. That was horrendous too. Just killing the women and the kids and burning them in the tent and just straight up assassinating them. The ones that came out the tent. That blood needs to cleanse the land.
Yeah, no, they not only did they get away with that, they celebrated. And then they say you're not American if you don't celebrate it. Well, who wants to be American? Who wants to be a part of this filthy, disgusting, filthy nation? Exactly. No, everybody who committed that heinous crime, that massacre, because that's exactly what it was. Just like this is a massacre. This shooting in Buffalo is a massacre. Just was the same way and for the first Thanksgiving. They gave thanks for massacring our brothers and sisters. If you don't know, they waited because Native Americans had a festival. They waited till the festival was in the middle of the night, where everybody was eating and drinking and was merry. Surrounded the camp, ordered the men to come out, and we won't hurt you. And then when the men came out, they shot them, beat them, clubbed them to death. The people who tried to escape, since it was surrounded, they killed them too. Then the women and children and the old people who was in the tents, who was still in the teepees, they burned them alive. Massacred everybody that was there. That is the same spirit that this bastard had. Same spirit. Read what you got.
Come. Acts chapter 19, verse 15. And the evil spirit answered and said,
hold on, wait. Shalakia. Let me get there with you. I don't sound like no, that's not what I want. Shalakia. Give me Ecclesiastes 11. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Whenever you got it, just go ahead and read it.
Come. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
What?
Is not executed speedily.
No, because what?
Is not executed.
No, read it from the top.
Come, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Because the sentence, meaning the judgment of an evil work, an evil deed, like going up and shooting up a grocery store full of unarmed, innocent, old people. Do you know the average age of these people that were killed?
60.
The average, that's the average age. The youngest was 32. The oldest was about 86. You understand? It was like two people that was in their 50s, and the rest was in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. You went up there and shot a bunch of old people. And this bastard, this devil was so bold and brazen about doing this. Not only did he mail his manifesto, or he posted his manifesto outlining what he wanted to do, because he wanted to go to other places where he was going to do the very same thing. He didn't want it wasn't that he was just stopping there. This bastard live streamed it. This bastard live streamed him murdering innocent people
on Twitch, which is usually a gaming site too.
That's where his mind is. That's where his mind was. This bastard live stream murdering our people. Live stream murdering our people. Now, this reminds me of, man, I forget this brother's name. He was a LAPD cop. If anybody knows, you remember the story?
Las Vegas, West Coast.
Yeah, it was West Coast. He was an LAPD cop. He used to be in the Navy. He was a veteran, and he got tired of the police brutalities, the police misconduct, and the thin blue wall. Cops covering for other cops. So, but what he did afterwards was totally wrong. He shouldn't have done this. But according to Ecclesiastes 7:7, oppression maketh a wise man mad. Oppression maketh a wise man mad. And he was absolutely livid. What he should have done was gotten a hold of the captain out on the West Coast. That's what he should have done out in Cali. Should have got a hold of the cap out there, and then he would have Gadalhar. I didn't want to mispronounce the brother's name. Captain Gadalhar. That's what he should have done, because he was damn sure out there. Should have got a hold of the captain that was out there and got in all black, and then told his story from the street. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people he would have got off of crack listening to his story? You know how many sisters he would have got off of the pole listening to his stories? That's what he should have did. Instead, what he did do was he became carnal, and he thought he can do something, and he said he was going to kill as many cops as he could. He killed some people. He went on a shooting spree, and he wound up going up in the mountains, right? Wound up going up in the mountains. They tracked him down to this cabin. Do you know what happened to him then?
Sir, they called it a flame something. It was a code word, but they burnt him alive in that cabin.
They burnt him alive. I don't know if anybody's ever been in a fire, an intense fire, but your body just, naturally wants to go away from that. It was on the news saying that this dude, they trapped him, and he was trying to come out, but they were shooting at him for him to go back in. What does that tell you? That tells you that they wanted him dead. Absolutely wanted him dead. They did not want him telling not their story. At that point, it wasn't even about telling any type of story. It was about him killing cops and his propensity to kill other police officers. And for that, they wanted absolute revenge. They wanted blood. And what they do, they got blood. They killed him in one of the most gruesomest manner. If you know anything about people who die in fires, they don't really die from being burned up. They die from smoke inhalation. So if you just trying to breathe and you're trying to move and get to some fresh air, but bullets are coming over there and they're forcing you back in, man, that's a painful way to go. If you ever was around, like a barbecue or a fire, if you was around a fire or if you was around like the actual smoke from a barbecue, where it's where like wood is burning and you get that smoke in you, that stuff burns your eyes, it burns your nose, and you inhaling that, it burns your lungs. That is a painful way to go. They did not want to take him and arrest him and put him on trial. They wanted him dead. How is this dude able to plead not guilty? How is that? Why is this dude able to plead not guilty? Why did Dylan Roof Storm get some Burger King on the way home? It's two different systems here. This dude I seen the video. This dude got out the car shooting. Soon as he got out, bam. It's like 3 or 4 people that was sitting right out there. As soon as he got out the car, he didn't even close the car. He was like, got out, started shooting. Went in, started shooting. It was a point where he was shooting, and you hear this old woman on the floor trying to breathe. He ran out of bullets. He did a reload and then finished her off. Came around the corner shooting. Saw a guy there. He started screaming, and he saw that he was white, and he was like, I'm sorry, and then kept on going. Yes, he spared the white people that was in there. He was about to shoot. He came around the corner. He seen somebody. He was about to shoot him. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, and then kept on moving. He wanted to kill as much black people as he could. That was his whole objective. And why? Because his women are not having white babies. That has nothing to do with black people. That has nothing to do with black people. Now you say, all right, this dude, the brother that was in California, he died. He died a gruesome death. They did not want him they didn't want him to live. Where was that? Why is that same energy? Why is that same energy wasn't with this guy? What's his name? What's his pastor's name?
Gedron.
Yeah, Gedron, right?
Yeah, Gedron. I forgot his first name. Let me look it up.
Spirituals.
Peyton Gedron.
Peyton Gedron.
PAYTONGENDRON.
Peyton Gedron. This evil bastard. He wanted to spare white people, and he did. Just like he spared white people, those white cops, when they came in, they spared him. Real quick, this spiritual soul is the jab. That's what I'm guessing. Is the jab bad? I'm about to go to get it, and I don't know if it's for Israelites. Brooklyn, if you're not a teacher, you need to shut your mouth. All right, straight up and down. Commander General Yahanna says, go to your doctor and see if it's if it will be of harm to you. If your doctor says that you can take it, take the damn vaccine. If your doctor, this goes out to anybody who thinks the vaccine is bad. If you think the vaccine is bad, according to to what happened this past week, going to the Tops grocery store was bad for black people. That had nothing to do with the jab. Had nothing to do with the vaccine. Getting stopped by a cop can be bad for our health. Eating Cheetos can be bad for our health. Smoking cigarettes, popping whores. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff can be bad for our health. Eating pork, celebrating the 4th of July, going to somebody's birthday, celebrating all these false holidays when we get killed. All of that is bad for our health. Don't listen to these conspiracy theorists when they talk about the vaccine is bad and is not good for Israelites. Talk to your, according to Commander General Yahanna, and we've been saying this since it happened. Talk to your doctor, and if your doctor says you can take it, you can handle it, listen to your doctor. And that's from the scripture. Well, if your doctor is telling you to take it, if your doctor, the one who knows you, not just going to some random, quack, or just going to some random doc. I'm talking about your doctor who you've been going to for a period of time, who studied you, who studied your charts, who knows you, knows your behaviors, knows how the way how your health is. If your doctor's telling you should take it, listen to your doctor. That's all I'm saying. That's all Commander General Yahanna is saying. If your doctor is saying no, you should not take this because X, Y, and Z, and I know you have a propensity for A, B, and C, and this vaccine goes against that, and the doctor tells you not to take it, then don't take it. But if your doctor is telling you, yes, you should take it, then you should listen to your doctor. I am not your doctor. Commander General Yahanna is not your doctor. Your doctor is your doctor. Continue on reading, Baba Kashar.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Read that from the top one more time, Baba Kashar.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, just like they did our brother in the cabin in the woods. That sentence was executed speedily. That brother was murdered. He wasn't tried the way the American system says you are innocent until proven guilty. He wasn't. He was tried in the court of public opinion and executed right there as soon as they got him. But this bastard, he was able to give up. He was allowed to give up. And just because, according to the scripture, according to law, Israelite law, the Most High's law, murder is not allowed. You cannot just go out and murder people. Hold that. Get me Romans 6:23. Hold that, Baba Shaw. Can I just go out and murder people? Let me know when you got it. Read it when you got it.
23.
Mm-hmm.
Come. Romans chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin.
For the what?
For the wages of sin.
For the wages of sin. So the earnings that you get from sinning, murder is a sin. What you get for sins is what?
For the wages of sin is death.
Is death. You commit a sin, you die. That's as easy as that. This Edomite committed sin. He went out and massacred innocent old people. That's what he did. It doesn't matter if it was old, young, middle-aged, whatever. He murdered. He killed. Especially he killed the Most High's chosen people. What does he deserve? He according to the law, he deserves death. not by my hands, because I ain't going to do a goddamn thing but obey the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, and teach my people to do the very same thing. Because if I don't do it, I'm not going to get revenge for what this bastard just did. I am not going to get and when I say I'm not going to get revenge, my Father is going to get revenge for me. Give me Deuteronomy. So like, hold that. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 35. We're finished with the Romans, but to hold the other one that I was Ecclesiastes. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 35. The Most High says he's a man of war. And you know what? We belong to the Most High. So if a warlord, if you do anything to a warlord's, people, he is going to come, not just his people, but his chosen people, his children, his loved ones, his beloveds. He is going to come down quick, fast, and hard. Now, we might not see it, but I have solace in knowing that when Christ comes back, all these bastards, the bastards that do survive the blood being in the street, their heads being severed from their necks, those that do survive will be put in chains and will never be turned loose. You understand that? They will be put in chains. They will be picking cotton. You know what I'm saying? They'll be shucking cutting sugar cane. We ain't gonna be doing tobacco, but they gonna be picking cotton. They're gonna be out in the sun, and we all know how devils don't like the sun. They gonna be doing all of that. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 35. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense.
What? Vengeance what?
To me belongeth vengeance and recompense.
Vengeance belongs to the Most High God. He is going to get revenge for us by the hands of Christ. Not just that, but he's also getting revenge right now. Right now. This plague that we have, that we were just talking about, the coronavirus, that's part of the Most High's revenge. Do you know how horrible it is to die of coronavirus? You know what I'm saying? Breathing and you just can't get in the air. I've climbed a mountain one time, and I've gotten so high on that mountain that when I was looking down, like, you ever been in a plane before? Well, anybody who's been in a plane and you're cruising up so high and you see cities, you see lights, you don't see cars move, but you just see, if you're at night and you see the cities and it's just that far away, you're above the clouds, you see clouds passing and whatnot, and you see cities. Thin is really air. Air is really thin up there. I was up that high. I'm looking down and I see a city down there, and it's far away. We're really high. We're past the damn clouds, right? I'm walking, I'm humping up to this damn mountain. I'm breathing, but I'm not getting any air. I am not getting any air. That's what they call altitude sickness, right? What a lot of people die from is not being able to from the coronavirus, not being able to breathe. It's hard for them to breathe. Now, do you think the people that the Most High chooses to die from this as part of his revenge? Do you think you can get a better revenge from that? Even if you just go up to somebody and strangle them, do you know how hard it is to strangle somebody? It's not like in the movies. I'm telling you straight up, it's not like in the movies. It's not like in the movies where you think you can just, strangle them with the hand and then like 20 seconds later they just stop, the life goes out of them. Nah. Your hand, first of all, your hands ain't that damn strong. They're going to be kicking and fighting and scratching and biting. You're not going to be able to just do that. Trying to do that for over a period of time, even if one was able to kill somebody like that, coronavirus is much worse. Why? Because it's over that may last 5 minutes, but not being able to breathe over a course of 2 or 3 days, that's a vengeance that's the Most High's vengeance right there. And who was primarily died from coronavirus? Was old people. It was old people, the elderly. Those are the people who are more susceptible to dying from the coronavirus. And a lot of those old people who was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s lived through Jim Crow, who allowed Jim Crow, who voted for Jim Crow, who did nothing to stop Jim Crow. Force our people, and Jim Crow is not so long ago that you can only read it in history books. You can go to your grandparents' house if they're still here, or some aunts and uncles, and they can tell you how the way Jim Crow was. You see this, right? That brings me to my next point. Finish out Ecclesiastes, Baba Gashar. Finish out Ecclesiastes, and we're gonna get to this. We're gonna get to this.
Ecclesiastes.
Because what this brother is saying is not new. What this brother is saying is not new. And if you see what is going on in the world today, if you see what's going on, what happened in Buffalo, New York, what has been happening in in Flint, Michigan, what has been happening in Minnesota, what has been happening in Florida, you should know that our steps are hunted. You know what I'm saying? You should know that the oppressor absolutely hates us. The Christian church cannot save you. Calling 911 cannot save you. Dressing up in all purple will not save you. Dressing up in sackcloth will not save you. There's only one thing that will save you. There was only one ark. There was only one ark, nigga. That's it. Who the hell is going to some other places where UPK ain't the only place that got the truth? Yes, it is. Where in the history of the Bible was there more than one truth? Where in the history of the Bible where there was other people saying that it was not lined up in one body? Where? There wasn't. You had something, brother?
Yeah, Salaki, sir. I wanted to throw in a precept that Chuba Matayah brought up. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. In the time of
this is the time of our calamity. They've hated us from the beginning. From the womb. We was warring in the womb, in Rebecca's womb. You know what I'm saying? We were warring way back then. Right? So they are slaying us with the sword. It was going on back then. It's going on now. Esau wanted to kill Jacob. Esau wanted to murder his brother. He had the spirit of Cain on him. He wanted to murder his brother because he is a profane beast. Because he sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. So he wanted to kill his brother and try and get it back. He thought he tricked. Nah, he ain't tricking me. He straight up like, hey, this is the deal. I'm telling you what it is. He told him face to face. But this bastard is so lust filled. He didn't think about what he was losing. We about to get into this dude right here real quick. Get me that scripture I just called for.
Come.
Give me Acts 19. Give me Acts 19. Acts 19 and 15. I'm gonna get there with you. So for any of these brothers who are out here and see what is going on in the world, the coronavirus, the police shooting us, the police kneeling on us, and killing us on live TV, on national TV, sparking protests around the world. Black Lives Matter can't save you because they despise Black lives. You understand that? They despise Black lives. Black lives. How do I know this? Because it's on their goddamn webpage. It's on their homepage saying that they do not want a nuclear family. What is a nuclear family? A father and a mother and children. And at the head of that family, the father is the head of that family. They despise that. What they want is a man and a man, a woman and a woman, a she, him, and a he, him. And if it is a man and a woman, that woman needs to be in charge. That's destroying Black lives. They despise Black lives. If we do what they want us to do, we would have that below that 2.09 birth rate per woman. It will be below that because they despise Black lives. The only place that you can learn how to cherish Black life is in the I.S.U.P.K. That is right. It. There is no place else. There is no place else. And it's time and time. If you see what's going on and you know who you are, there is only one place that you can be. You cannot wear purple. You cannot join them purple people eaters. You cannot join them people who say that rape is okay. You cannot join them the candy canes. You cannot join anybody else who says that they have the truth when they're actually lying. According to the Bible, the Most High only deals with one prophet at a time. Read the scripture.
Come. Acts chapter 19, verse 15. And the evil spirit answered and said, Jesus, I know.
So wait, hold on. So wait, Slacker. Acts 19 and what, 15?
Concert.
Go up 2 verses, Baba Kashaw.
Come. Acts chapter 19, verse 13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Jesus.
Hold on. Slacker. Okay, read that from the top one more time, Baba Kashaw.
Come, verse 13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews.
Vagabond Jews. What in the world is a vagabond?
A person without a home.
Yeah, or so a wanderer who doesn't have a place. Goes from here and goes from here to there and there to here and back again. They have no roots. You know what I'm saying? They have no roots. In the Christian church, there's people who go from church to church and never claim like a home church and whatnot. They just go from place to place and spread, take an ideology from one place and then go to another place and spread that poison over there. When all of Christianity is poisonous. But that's exactly what happens in the so-called Israelite community. That same thing happens all the time. They go from one camp to another camp to another camp, spreading, taking ideology from this camp. Hey, these people say that they can rape, so I'm gonna go over here and spread them over here. Say that over here. The same people who say that you can only have one woman, surprise, also says you can rape.
Right.
You just can't rape anybody. They say you can rape your wife. That's coming from their leader, and the two people the two camps that says that you can rape is coming from the leaders of these groups. Coming from the leaders of these groups. Where in the world does it say that you can rape a woman at all? That you're allowed to, whether she is your woman or not. according to the law, according to the Bible, if you actually read the Bible and live it and do it, you would know this. But you are seduced by devils. They are lying to you. They're nothing but Christians. That's Christianity right there, through and through. You got another group that that says, you know, God made homosexuality. Man, these people are out their goddamn minds. Who the hell are you gonna listen to? Who are you gonna listen to? There's groups out there that says Africans are Israelites. Actively going out into Africa and saying, yeah, you're Israelites. Are you serious? I'm stinking dirty Hamites. Nasty, disgusting, lip plate wearing Hamites. Putting mud on they self, stinking dirty Hamites. Them niggas stink. You had something?
In concert, one of them bastards killed one of our sisters.
One of them bastards killed one of our sisters. Why? Because his leader said that he can only have one wife. Now you understand the poisoning that comes from listening to all these other camps saying that there's not only one place that has the truth. There's only one place that has the truth. Only one place. That is it, and that is the I.S.U.P.K. If you are not in here, doesn't matter how many laws you keep. Doesn't matter how many Sabbaths you observe. Doesn't matter how many high holy days you observe. You are not in the I.S.U.P.K. up under this umbrella. You are not in the ark. You understand what I'm saying? How many people, let's just say what these people are doing in these fake groups was back in Noah's days. And they decided, oh, well, he's building a boat. I'm going to build a boat. Who closed the door on the ark?
Noah was the last man. So it was...
No, it was the Most High. The Most High closed the door and then sent the floods. The Most High closed the door. I heard General Muhammad say this on quite a few occasions. Keep doing what you're doing. We're going to do what we're doing. When Christ comes back, he's going to sort all this out. He's going to sort all this out. And brother, if you think for 1 second that there is more than one body, you're gonna be on the wrong side of that ark, that wrong side of that ark door.
So like when Moses and the other people went up to the altar with their censers, and the Most High he talked with Moses, and the censer got lit in Moses' censer, and they got ate up by the earth.
How can I forget that? How can I forget that? Moses said, you want to follow them or you want to follow me? The Lord is with me. I don't know who the Lord ain't with them. If anybody who's with me, come on this side. Get away from them bastards over there. And what happened? All those people that was with them were swallowed up by the Most High. The earth opened up and swallowed them up. Keep reading. These vagabond Jews.
Acts chapter 19, verse 13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them.
Took upon themselves. They took upon themselves to do this. Most of your people, all of the people who are in these so-called, these fake Israelite groups came from One West. They learned from, and they are still, here's the secret. They're still learning from One West. Not only are they still learning from One West, a lot of the people in those organizations are getting counsel from One West. A lot of their women are getting counsel from One West. And you know what we're telling them? Stay with your husband. Even though he is lost and out of his goddamn mind, he is still your husband. He is still your husband. Women who go to you for counsel, y'all tell them to leave them. Y'all need to divorce them. These niggas is crazy. They ain't got no jobs and they doing all it. You need to leave, divorce him. That sounds just like the Christian church. Right. When according to the law, you cannot leave your woman. Woman, you cannot leave your man. All of these leaders from these other break-off groups came from One West. So why are you getting a bootleg copy when you can just go straight to the theater and watch the damn movie? Why are you doing that? And then why are you going to a break-off of a break-off? You know, a dub of a dub of a dub. The quality is disastrous. Just go straight to the source. Humble down and get in One West. That's it. The longer you wait, the more of a chance that door is going to be closed. And honestly, we do not close the door. The Most High is the one that closes the door. That ark that I was talking about that Noah had, he built the ark, but the Most High, the doors was open. He was begging people to come into the ark. He was going out all the time, just like we go out all the time to wake our people up, telling our people to get in this ark. Or stuff like this is going to happen every weekend. Stuff like this is going to happen all the time. If you want some get back, if you want some revenge, if you want people to pay in large, in mass for the crimes that they did to us, the crimes that they did to our parents and our foreparents, the only way that you can get some get back is if you stop smoking, if you stop drinking, if you stop celebrating these false holidays, if you stop going to the fake Israelite camps, if you stop going to the Muslim mosque and the Christian church, if you stop popping whores and prostituting yourselves out, get into I.S.U.P.K, get in all black if you're a man, get in a dress and wear a head wrap if you're a sister, and get in this truth fully. That is the only way that you can get some get back. That is the only way. And those Israel fake camps that's out there, number one, you ain't stopping the bus. Just know you ain't stopping the bus. We're like Amazon and you're like Wish. People may like what you got on at first, but once they actually get the product, they're gonna be like, man, this some, and now you done wasted all that goddamn time, made a bunch of wrong decisions that you are going to have to live with when you come over here. Just stop shopping on Wish and go straight to the stores. Go straight directly to the source. Read what you got. Did you have something?
Sir, you said they can't stop the bus. We got run flats.
Exactly. We got tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
It ain't gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop. Let's keep going.
Come. Acts chapter 19, verse 13. Them certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Jesus, saying. So they took over them, calling them Christ, calling in Christ's name, right? Trying to exorcise this demonic spirit, right? Keep going. We adjure you by Jesus, whom Paul preaches.
Right. So now they're invoking the name of Christ. They're invoking the name of Paul. Right. Keep going.
Verse 14. And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Jew, and chief of the priests, which did so.
Right. So this is what they're talking about. Keep going.
Verse 15. And the evil spirit answered and said.
All right, so this is the evil spirit. Now they're saying, how Christian churches, anybody been to a Christian church, if you haven't been to a Christian church, you've seen this, especially now in social media, it goes on all the time. Before they had social media, you've seen it in movies, you know what I'm saying? Like Coming to America, you know what I'm saying? You've seen where the black pastor is theatrical, taking the head and in the name of the blood of Jesus and shaking your head and whatnot, and devil be gone and whatnot. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. But they're dealing with a real demon here, right? Have real spirits on them. And it's not like in the theatrics of the Christian church and how the way they say devil be gone, and they release him and they, oh Jesus, and they fall out. Nah. This is what this demon had to say. This evil spirit had to say.
Come. Verse 15. And the evil spirit answered and said,
hold on. Who is this Christ who speak of? If you are a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, he's your king. He is your king. Watch your goddamn mouth. Watch your mouth. If you ain't got nothing to say, just shut your mouth. Matter of fact, hold tight right quick.
Brooklyn on lockdown. Come. Verse 15. And the evil spirit answered and said, Jesus I know.
Jesus I know. Which is this is the evil spirits talking. This is the evil spirit talking. He's saying, Jesus I know, more than this nut that is talking online. Right. Even this evil spirit knows who Jesus is. Yahawashi in the Hebrew.
That's right.
Keep going.
Come. And Paul I know.
And Paul I know. Why? Because he knows who the real prophets are. He knows who is really in the one in this one body. Christ was in that body. Paul was in that body. These vagabonds who don't belong to anybody, who don't have any roots, they may be Israelites, but they don't belong no place, and they going from place to place and camp to camp, dirtying themselves with vain philosophies. Keep reading. This is who is trying to invoke the name of Christ and trying to invoke the name of Paul, right? Keep going.
But who are ye?
But what?
But who are ye?
But what?
But who are ye?
All these fake groups. Who the hell are you? Whose man's is this?
Right.
That's basically what he's saying. He's saying, whose man's is this? Anybody who is outraged and actually want to do something about this shooting, and this is their last straw, get a hold of the camp leader in your nearest city. Just type in Google I.S.U.P.K. and then put your city in, and then call that brother. Call that number that's on that website, and then get in class. You wanna stop these mass shootings? You want to stop these this oppression? You want Christ to come back and put these bastards to death? Contact your nearest camp leader. Contact the nearest school that is in your city and get in class. All right? Don't be like this vagabond bastard right here. This demon, this evil spirit is saying, I know who Christ is. I even know who Paul is. But who you? Who you? Matter of fact, we had a similar event like this past camp. We had a similar event like this past camp. The real prophets were on the street, and we were actually threatened with death at camp. You know who threatened us? It was our own people. Just like this evil spirit was possessing one of us. It was the evil spirits that was possessing our brothers out there, threatening us, threatened death upon us. What happened?
Not a damn thing.
Not a goddamn thing. Why? Because Christ, they know. Paul, they know. Captain Mashak, they know.
Definitely.
Commander General Yahanna, they know.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why nothing happened to us. But this vagabond Jew, let's read what happened to this vagabond Jew. Let's just continue on reading. If you thinking about who is the best, there is no best camp. There is only one camp. That's it. Everything else is a carbon copy, a fake carbon copy of us. You understand what I'm saying? And this vagabond Jew is a representative of all these fake carbon copies. Read what yeah, you have something?
Yeah, it's like it's shout out Captain Kahan. He always says, we're not number one, we're the only one.
Exactly. We need to get that on the shirt. We need to get that on the shirt. We're not number one. We are the only one. There is no number two. There is no number three. There is nothing. There's only one body. As the saying goes, there is only one West. That's it. That's it. You think you in another camp and you saying they have the truth too, as long as you follow. No. It is not enough to know you're an Israelite. It's not enough to follow the Most High's law, statutes, and commandment. You need to get on that ark. You think there may have, let's just say, there may have been people who were following the law, statutes, and
commandments in Noah's time. There may have been people like that. But were they saved from the flood? Nah. Why? Why were they not saved from the flood?
Because they didn't hearken unto the words of Noah. When he tried to warn them, they disregarded.
They disregarded. And they were, in flat out terms, they were not on the ark. They were not in the body. They were not in this school. One body. That's it. So even if you do know you are an Israelite, even if you are following the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, you're not in this ark. When them floods come, when the Most High closes that door, shuts that door, and them floods come, saying, I know who I am, I know who my king is, I know who the Most High is, I follow law, statutes, and commandments, none of that is going to matter. Wearing them sissy fringe tassels, curtain tassels on your shirt ain't going to save you. It is not going to save you. What's up?
Throw rugs. The
throw rugs. Now, is sackcloth. Them burlap sackcloth putting on you is not going to save you. It will not save you. Keep reading, Baba Bashar.
Come. Verse 16. And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them.
What?
And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them.
And the man whom the evil spirit was leapt on them, right? What does that mean? Basically, what that means is he's the evil spirit. This vagabond Jew said, basically come out in the name of Christ, in the name of Paul. He was like, I know Christ, I know Paul, but who the hell are you? And after that, he couldn't answer, or he gave an answer that wasn't suffice. That evil spirit whooped him, beat the snot out of him, put him on the news. How do I know we put him on the news? Because we're reading about it right now. We're reading about it right now. Them bastards threatened to put us on the news. And we're telling them, come and do it. Do it now. Do it quickly. Stop talking about it and be about it. But the evil spirits knew who was saying that. The evil spirits, and if you're watching this, do not try this at home. You understand what I'm saying? This is a trained professionals. If you want to be a trained professional, humble yourself and get in class. Do what the men before you have done and learn from the men before you.
Right.
That is the only way. Otherwise, you're gonna be like this vagabond Jew who got his butt beat all up and down and is immortalized in the scriptures. Made you famous. Made you famous. Oh, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. I put this dude in timeout so he came back into another name. No sweat. Just know that everything that you say, you're going to hold account for. You're going to be held accountable for. I'm not going to hold you accountable. The Most High is going to hold you accountable. Just like he's going to hold this Peyton Zabba, whatever the hell his name is, accountable for his actions for killing innocent Israelite men and women and sparing the devil. He's going to be held accountable for it. All right. With that, I'm going to pass the class. We ain't going to have time for it. With that, I'm going to pass the class to Priest and Officer Pagaibawa.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means tenth in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. The Feast of First Fruits starts after the Sabbath of unleavened bread, sundown, Saturday, April 23rd, 2020. Count 50 days and celebrate the 50th day, Sunday, June 12th, 2022, and start before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 10 through 22. Remind Akim and Akwathim to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf.
Hold on 1 second. Also, June 2nd, General Muhammad will be here in D.C. General Muhammad will be here in D.C. on June 2nd. If any brother or sister needs some counsel, get a hold of your camp leader and make arrangements to get a hold of to get in line for a counsel with General Muhammad. He will be here in DC June 2nd, Thursday, June 2nd. Also, Commander Joe Yahanna's Black Watch will be on tonight from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find him on Commander Joe Yahanna's Black Watch YouTube channel. And that's about it.
With that, I say Amadia, which means to stand. We'll give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Matah. Class dismissed.
So now that I know that Christ was killed for me, I know I have to please my Father. That's the underlying point of John 3:16. That God killed his favorite for me. For me.
They like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up. up to serve my